What is your obedience attached to? I know it's kind of an odd question. You think when God tells you he's doing something for you or he needs you to do something, that when you do it, that it's just supposed to bless you. But that's far from the truth. When God tells you to do something and you obey, your obedience is ultimately attached to someone or multiple somebody else's. You get what I'm trying to say. Your obedience is attached to multiple other people. And what he gives you when you obey, it's not just for you. The perfect example is I have an amazing testimony about God moving me and my family, and I'll share it another time, but stick with me. We had been in our home for 8 years, and God let me know that it was time to move. Being somewhere for 8 years, you're going to be comfortable. You're not really going to want to uproot and leave. But I was obedient no matter how it felt, no matter how uncomfortable I was. I didn't even know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how, and I didn't know when. I didn't know with what money. I knew none of these things. However, I was obedient. I did what the Lord told me to do. He told me to pack, so I packed. I didn't have a place to move to. I had no answers to any of my questions, but I know that God is faithful and he wouldn't be telling me to do something if there wasn't purpose behind it. Fast forward, I end up moving. The amazing thing is, in the 3 months since we've moved, I've seen amazing transformations, not only in my life, but in the lives of my children that live with me. Because the blessing wasn't just for me, the blessing was for the kids as well. Perfect example, I have a 19-year-old that lives at home. Since moving, and she didn't want to move at first. She was fighting me. She did not want to move. She didn't want to move away from everything that she knew. She didn't want to move away from her friends and those closest to her. And the time that we've moved, her life has begun to flourish in ways that are only God. It's knowing it's nothing but God. But the thing that's most amazing, besides seeing her acknowledge my faith and her going to church all the time now, like as soon as I leave that door for church, she's right there in the car with me. I've seen her join the choir. I've seen her join different groups at church. But she's also going to nursing school now. And the school is 5 minutes from our house, the house that God chose for us. Those are just a few of the beautiful things that I've seen God do for my family since we moved. So I'm going to ask you this question again. What is your obedience attached to? And it's not really a question that you can answer until you actually obey and do what God is telling you to do. And once you do it, you'll see exactly what and who your obedience was attached to.